Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I'm just doing NWOpening number 95, and today we are opening the Unmatched Series 3 Evil Uno AEW wrestling figure. I think this might be probably the first AEW Unmatched figure on the series. I've only opened a handful of AEW figures. Most of the AEW figures I own are still just sat on the shelf waiting for their moment like this. And in terms of Unmatched, that's definitely when the series started bottoming out in the UK, is when around the time they started the Unmatched series. And here we are a few years later, and I feel like AEW is significantly slowed down in general, but definitely here in the UK. You can't get them in Smiths anymore as well. You do have a lot of online options, but, generally speaking, the line has kind of died off a bit. But yeah, I think this is the first Unmatched figure. There's definitely only been a few AEW figures on it in general. But yeah, what's weird about this particular one is this is the only member of the Dark Order that will probably be on the series. I didn't really pick this up to use the Dark Order in the Fed, because I never particularly cared for the Dark Order as a faction. But I just think Evil Uno is cool. There's quite a few AEW figures that I picked up just because they were on Ethan Page vlogs. But one thing that's really cool about this particular instance is that we actually do have the Upper Deck cards included. For some reason, we didn't seem to get those over here in the UK. It's a little thing, it's a little detail, but at the end of the day, it's just another thing we're kind of missing out on. So this is an interesting figure. I don't really know what to expect outside looking in, and I also really don't know how much he's actually going to be appearing in my Fed. You can see, a bit of a better view of him in box there, without the packaging shadowing him out and or just blocking him off altogether. We've got the little picture of Uno down the side there, the Evil Uno text on the other side. Obviously, box is a little bit dusty from sitting on the shelf. It's number 19 in the Unmatched collection, and obviously with the Unmatched packaging, it's just the exact same as the Unrivaled, but silver instead of gold. We've got the posed picture on the back with the autograph as well. And then the rest of the wave, of course, this was the Dark Order wave, so we had Mr. Brody Lee, Stu Grayson, Evil Uno, John Silver, and Anna Jay. I was kind of interested in the Brody Lee at one point, and then I got the Luke Harper Elite that I was after, and quite frankly, again, I'm not going to do Dark Order. I probably will do the Wyatt family, and I also have the Bludgeon Brothers Brody Lee as well, so it didn't seem very likely that he was going to actually get used in my Fed. So yeah, we left that one behind. And the rest of the guys I'm just not especially interested in. With the amount of people I have at this point that I want to feature in the Fed, they really just weren't a priority. It really wasn't a focus to try and get all of the Dark Order figures just in case. So I think that's more or less everything for this one. So we can just cut into this and see what we're looking at. Got sick. So let's take a look at him. So let's zoom in here. So you can see that honestly, the mask, the actual Uno mask, has never been like, I mean, obviously it was never like super well designed. Like the teeth were never really intended to look like the most like impressive thing in the world. There is a little bit of like just painting outside the lines, like just making it up as you go along. Just chuck paint on in the general area and it'll get the job done, However, the finer details on the mask are really cool. The really dark purple linings and everything, they look really, really cool. And of course, his eyes are nice and well painted, which is always good. And he has his little nose poking out there as well. You can see on the shirt, again, we have this purple lining throughout it and the kind of silver dots all around it. They're actually much better applied than the teeth. This is kind of making me think of the Viscera jacket, and the buttons on that were really, really badly painted. He's also got the rings like around the waist as well. At the bottom of the shirt, it's kind of giving me Mighty Boosh vibes, all this kind of like polo business going on here. And then we have the trousers, more of the same, the purple lining and the circle and the silver dots, knee pads there. The socks sticking out the boots is a nice touch, and we've also got the purple tongue on the boots, which is a nice touch as well. And then on the back of the figure, you can just see we've got some more of the same. with a little bit of paint wear on both sides of those purple straps down his back. Trousers are the same on the back, of course. And for accessories, he of course has the AEW microphone. It does sit in that grip hand, but it's very loose, which is kind of a good and a bad thing. Like, obviously, it'd be quite easy to lose it, but it's also like easier than having to, you know, it's easier to just slip it in than to have to fight with it for the figure to hold it. The AEW logos around the mic are quite faint, but I mean, I guess it actually looks okay on the camera there. It looks better than it does in person. And of course, we have the kind of mic design is like a little bit different. We have the wireless transmitter on the bottom of it, or whatever you would call that. And this is definitely a case where Jazwares haven't been stingy with the hands. We got two spare pairs of hands in closed fists, and kind of like an open tag hand, I guess. Man, I'm an idiot. This is obviously the Dark Order pose hand. Yeah. Not going to put it on him, but yeah. And like, and these AWC grip hands. See, I really love that he's got this hand here that he can actually hold something with. I really hate this AWC grip hand, and I can't say it enough. I hated it when Mattel had them like standard, and a lot of people just had a hand like this, because like you can't hold anything, you can't hit anyone with it, there's nothing you can do. And it seems like all the AEW figures, at least the early ones, had this hand and another very similar hand where, you know, it was like they can't grip anything. I'm pretty sure the Pack, I think it had a hand that could more or less hold the chair, but yeah, it was definitely a glaring omission to not have this hand. So really cool. With any figures in general, if they can't grip something, then it's a downvote for me. But that being said, you know, you've got the bases covered all around on the hands on this one, so that's okay. And what I like to do is check over the joints to just make sure everything's all right from the factory. That head's pretty good. The shoulder, see, the mics just fell straight out of his hand when I went to move his shoulder there. His shoulder, I'm trying to work out where the actual joint is. His shoulder's stuck. No two ways about that. The bicep is a bit loose, and the elbow's quite tight. That's not bad. And the other shoulder, ooh, that's the sound you want to hear, but it does move, and it doesn't break. It hasn't broke off yet, so that's good. Elbow's fine. The shoulder does move, the bicep moves. We can't really access the ab joint in there because of the shirt, of course. However, waist turns pretty good. I mean, it's not gonna be loose with that much rubber over the top of it. And I'm wondering if these legs are gonna be like Kenny Omega's and the paints are gonna rub off when you start moving the leg. But you know, leg up, knee is tight, but it bends even behind that knee pad. And the boot cut is a bit loose, and the toe is movable. And then same again, knee pad, same again, and the boot cut is fine, and the toe is movable. So yeah, really cool. So let's give him back his microphone. So all in all, I think this is a really cool figure, and I also know that this is a kind of AEW figure where there was a lot of them towards the end of like them being commonly available in the UK, where you could get them really, really cheap. Like there was a site called Excess Stock that was selling these for like $5.50. There was Forbidden Planet had them down to like £6 or something at some point. You know, you can get a lot of these AEW figures really, really cheap, and I'm pretty sure Uno is one of them. He has a less orthodox build and kind of ring gear style, so you're kind of always concerned that the figures with those are going to be restrictive. And obviously we can't really use that torso joint, but I also wouldn't really expect to be able to. One thing I'm glad about is that the shirt doesn't restrict the legs, doesn't even restrict the waist. I think this is a pretty good rendition of an Evil Uno action figure, and the amount of hands you get with it can't really be complained about, to be honest. And so what I like to do to end my unboxings is talk about what the guy is going to do in my Fed. Quite frankly, I don't know. I probably will have him turn up doing something or other. Again, I did just kind of pick this figure up because I like the guy. But yeah, he'll probably turn up doing something. I couldn't really tell you for certain. However, this isn't going to be the end of the unboxing today, since the AEW Unrivaled Unmatched cards are actually included in this instance. So we're going to open them. I kind of feel like not opening them just because, you know, we actually have the cards for once, and, you know, the cards aren't really worth anything, so it would kind of just be nice to keep the pack, but I'm still going to open them. So, I'm more curious to see what we get out of it. So, Let's find out. We got a pack opening in an unboxing today. We don't get that too often in the channel. So let's see. Okay, that's good. That is just fully ripped open and left a full sheen of plastic behind. That's gone well. Yeah, I don't think we're preserving the pack or the cards in this one. Like, what am I supposed to do now? I'm just gonna have to try and reopen the pack again. There you can see how it's supposed to be open there. Yeah. Okay, cool. Right. Okay, so let's get into this. What do we have? First of all, we have the Butcher. Very interesting. He's almost kind of David Harbour-esque, actually, isn't he? We got Matt Hardy. I do have Matt Hardy's Series 4 figure, but I've kind of turned against the idea of opening it. I think I did it too much on what I wanted to do with it, which was like mess about with Vanguard 1. I think I've produced too little Fed to kind of stick with that idea now, but yeah, you never know. Next we have, oh yeah, it's just 3 cards. Nick Jackson's Hunt for Tag Team Gold in AEW. Herdy wordy dirty. AEW Wrestling Magazine card, this one. We haven't actually had a look at the back. In AEW, it's the Young Bucks who do the hunting. First edition 2021 Upper Deck AEW card. Okay, cool. And we've just got a bio for the Butcher on the back of that card, and a bio for Matt Hardy on the back of that card. In case you didn't guess that much already. These are actually pretty decent quality cards. But, I mean, I suppose it is Upper Deck, so I'm not really too surprised. You just wouldn't necessarily imagine that they put too much effort into cards that were included with action figures. Anyway, that is the end of this unboxing. So if you did enjoy it, please do check out the NW Openings playlist in the end screen for more, and like, comment and subscribe. Let me know what you thought, and I really do appreciate you guys joining me. So thank you all for watching, and goodbye.